The first thing you should know when building Qualtrics surveys is that questions are separated out into blocks. And to change the name of your first block, you click in the top left-hand corner of the block, and you want to write something like consent form, as this will typically be your first block and contain questions such as gaining consent and describing your survey. Now, to create a new question, you want to click on the green button, and by default it will bring up a multiple choice question style. Now, you can change this by using the green drop-down menu, and by hovering over different styles of questions, you can see an example of what a question will look like. Now, typically you'll want your first question to be a descriptive text type, so you can write about what your study is going to be about. And you can just click where it says click to write the question text, and you'll get a text box where you can type in anything that you like. To edit this more like a word processor, you want to click on the rich content editor, and you can add in things like pictures or bold text or center certain things on this screen, so you can have a bit more flexibility about what you want your question text to look like. You can also add in graphics and pictures by clicking on the graphic picture and then selecting Upload New Graphic. Then you click Choose File, and then you just select any picture that you would have on your desktop. And then you can resize your picture accordingly so that it's not very large on the screen, or so that it's at a more appropriate size. And you can update the preview to see what your picture will look like. Then click Save. And you can again just fiddle around with different centerings and options with your picture. Now, the next thing you're probably going to want to do is ask the question, do you consent to take part or not? And we can do this on a second question, and sometimes Qualtrics will automatically default your responses. It tries to be clever and guess what you want, but you can use the options on the right hand side to change what your response types look like, and you can click on the boxes to type in different answers if you're not happy with the automatic choices that come up. And then what we're going to want to do here is add in some logic. So if somebody says no to taking part in the survey, you want them to get taken to the end of the survey, you don't want them taking part. And you can do this by finding Add Skip Logic on the right hand side and by clicking on it. And then essentially we want the logic to be, if the person says no, you want them to skip to the end of the survey, and you can adjust these settings by using the drop down menu on the grey skip logic bar. Also, you're going to want to ensure that a single answer is selected so that somebody can't put both yes and no as their response to this question. And also where it says validation option, you can also, if somebody's forgotten to click an answer, you can kind of suggest or remind participants that to answer this question under this validation options. Now you can continue to create the rest of your survey.